Hi guys, it's Ray here from Just for Keepers, J4K. Hope you're fitting well. So in this quick video or podcast, if you're a parent of a goalkeeper or a goalkeeper at a professional academy, or that's your dream to get there, you really need to watch this video, guys. Okay, yeah. Now, I can't believe I've not done a video on this already, to be honest with you. So massive thanks to Donna in our online goalkeeping community, who asked the question. Actually, as what Donna said, had a rant, and to be honest with you, I can understand why she was angry how a goalkeeping child got released in such a poor manner, which I'll explain in a moment. But before I go into obviously what happened and obviously Donna's rant, if you're new to the channel, okay, or if you're on the listen to the podcast, please click the link below or in the bio and register completely free of charge to our online goalkeeping community. So whether you're a goalkeeper, a goalkeeping coach, or especially a parent of a goalkeeper, you'll never have to go anywhere again for your goalkeeping help, advice and guidance, and it's all completely free of charge. There's over 2,000 members on there at the moment, so you get to communicate and correspond with goalkeepers and parents of goalkeepers all over the world. As I say, yeah, and it's completely free of charge. And also, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll get notified with more videos like this. Okay, so back to the video. Okay, so what I'm talking about in this video is that some academies, and again, look, I don't know which academies do this now because I'm not really involved with the academies anymore. In fact, I'm going back 18 years ago now, maybe a bit more, but about 18 years ago. It was actually for a Premiership, one of the biggest Premiership clubs in the UK, or actually one of the biggest clubs in the world. Here in the UK, I actually set up the very first satellite goalkeeping centres for them many years ago. And how it worked is I would bring in my J4K students to the satellite centre, and the goalkeepers that they thought was good enough, we then moved them onto the academy. I was there for about 12 months. And to be fair, it was quite a pleasant experience. I really enjoyed it, but I actually ended up leaving because there was just a few things that I didn't agree with. And one of them was how one of my particular students got released. There was a guy called Tom, who I thought was a fantastic goalkeeper, and how he got released was on a growth indicator. So if you're at an academy, guys, okay, if you're a coach at an academy and you're still doing it, please comment below and obviously try to educate obviously parents, goalkeepers, and even myself as well, guys. Okay, yeah, because I actually don't. I'm going to contradict myself in this video because I agree and I disagree to this. Obviously, how to this way of releasing children based on a growth indicator. So basically, as what Donna said with her rant, is that her goalkeeping child got told he was released because they'd done this growth indicator on them, and they said he was going to be 6'1". Now for me, quite baffling because 6'1" is big enough for a goalkeeper. You got amazing goalkeepers now in the Premiership, who are 6 foot, 5 foot, some of them 5'11". And for me, I'm a massive believer anyway. If you're good enough, you're big enough as a goalkeeper. So it's always frustrating when I hear obviously goalkeepers getting released based on like an X-ray or however put my teeth back in, however they do it. But also as well, just want to quickly digress, Donna was actually told by a scout, okay, yeah. Now things have changed a lot now. So when I first started Just for Keepers, the academies used to be brutal with how they released the players. I mean, it was just like conveyor belt. If they weren't good enough, they were just spat off at the other side. It was quite cruel. Thankfully, it's got a lot better now. And listen to a lot of the parents. As I said, I don't really get involved with the academies now, but listen to so many parents. It's a lot more pleasant experience. There's a lot of policies in place, obviously, to make sure that things are done properly. And sometimes when you find things like this happening, it's not the club. It's normally one individual, either making a genuine mistake, or as I say, I don't know, for the most part, it's actually a genuine mistake. Okay, but Donna was told by a scout, that this is the reason why her goalkeeping child was being released. So with the greatest respect to scouts, these scouts at different levels. So there's like some scouts that obviously, if whatever they say, the academy will listen, and there's some scouts with the greatest respect that far down the scouting ladder, what they say really, to be honest with you, the academy doesn't really listen to. Now, when you get told by a scout, obviously you don't know where that scout is on that ladder. They'll tell you at the top, and they might be at the top of that ladder, they might be in the middle, but they'll always tell you at the top, even though at the bottom. But it doesn't matter what, if a scout ever says anything to you as a parent or even as a goalkeeper, what you need to do is go to basically the horse's mouth, which is the goalkeeping coach, okay? For the most part, the majority of goalkeeping coaches will be honest with you. They'll say, well, this is the reason why you've been released. Obviously, you get the minority that won't, because obviously they want to keep the jobs, but the majority of goalkeeping coaches are quite sort of thick-skinned and the honest fellas, and they'll be honest and say, hey, listen, this is the reason why you've been released. So first thing as well, so advice for yourself, Donna, try go to the horse's mouth, go and speak to the goalkeeping coach or the academy director or the goalkeeping director, and then once those guys tell you, again, you'll have the right reasons why your goalkeeping child would have been released. Okay, so just a bit of advice there if it's a scout. Now, if it's a coach or a goalkeeping coach at an academy, this is some advice, and I hope you listen to this if you're an academy coach. You probably won't, but I hope you do. If you do these growth indicators at the clubs, and again, don't contradict myself, if that's what you've got to rely on, okay, that's fine. Obviously, that's your prerogative as a club. But if a goalkeeper, is going to be too small, instead of saying to them, look, you're going to be too small, especially if it's like an 8, 10, 12-year-old child, etc., please don't steal the dreams, okay? Now, there's a point when I believe you should be honest with players, and that's when they're normally like 14, 15, 16 years of age, because up until the 14 years of age, from like 6 to 14, it's a big dream. And it's not until goalkeepers get to 14, 15, 16 and beyond when you start taking it seriously. And also as a goalkeeping coach, you've got a better idea if a goalkeeper is going to be professional at that age rather than when they're like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So please, if you can do this, guys, okay, whether you listen or not, hopefully you will. If a child is going to be released because they're not going to be tall enough, don't tell them that, okay? Give them something, because they can't do nothing about that, okay? And I've seen it time and time again where academies can steal the dreams of the students. Going back to Tom, who was my student, and I got into the satellite centre, he got released, I think at the time was on an x-ray. I was fuming, to be honest with you. It destroyed his confidence for about a year. Thankfully, he got back into it. He actually became a J4K coach in the end before moving to China and becoming a school teacher. But thankfully he still had a network. Thanks to J4K, to be honest with you, that we pulled them back, because the club never pulled them back. As big as this club is, okay, it's a monster club. They were like, God, you're gone now. So it was up to ourselves to pick up the pieces. So it's not right, that, okay, guys. So a message for the academy coaches: look, please, if you're going to release a child because they're not going to be big enough, that's if you still do this process at your club. And again, if you've got to rely on that, I understand, fine. Just tell them something that they can work on. Hey, you need to improve your kicking, or build your confidence up. Or at the moment, you can't really dive to the left. Work on your left hand side. And look, here's some local goalkeeping coaches in the area. Give them something to work on, okay? Rather than saying, listen, rather than being a dream stopper, go and give them something to work on. Because remember, between the ages of 16 and 14, for the most part, it's a dream. Because once young goalkeepers or even outfield players, once they start, it's when they get to 14, 15, 16, that's when they either start to take it serious or realise, goalkeeping is not for them. So in that period, just let them live the dreams. I mean, I understand once they start getting to a certain age, you've got to be honest with players, okay, because obviously you can't tell a 14, 15, 16-year-old goalkeeper that, yeah, they've got every chance of being a professional goalkeeper when you know that they're not. Because like I say, even goalkeeping coaches who really know what they're doing, and I put myself in that category, guys, because I've helped thousands of goalkeepers achieve their dreams. Even it's so difficult, you might see a goalkeeper who's like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they look like a world beater, but you're still thinking, are they going to be big enough? You know what I mean? Will they have the mental strength, etc.? Will they have the heart? Because a lot of goalkeepers who have the ability get to 14, 15 and go, that's not for me anymore. So they could be the best goalkeeper in the world, but in their heart, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. So for me, that period between 6 and the 14, they're just children. You know what I mean? They're chasing the dreams. So for me, if you're a coach, please don't steal the dreams, okay? Just say, hey, listen, look, go and improve your kicking, go and give them something to work on, okay? Obviously, once you get to a certain age, again, you understand then you've got to be different. You've got to be honest, okay? Now, some advice for the parents of a goalkeeper. So if your goalkeeper child gets to an academy, again, obviously you always have that first discussion with the coaches and just be honest with them and just say, listen, we've heard about this thing, this growth indicator. I don't know the proper word for it, guys, okay? Just say, well, look, do you do that at your club? Now, some clubs might not do it because, again, I don't know which clubs do and don't do it, guys, okay? Yeah. If they say no, fine, you don't have to worry about it. If they say yes, just say, look, can you do me a favour? I understand that's your process. We fully understand that. But if you're going to release our 8-year-old or 10-year-old, please don't steal their dreams. Please don't say it's to do with your height. Can you just please just say go away and improve your kicking, for example? And 99% of coaches at clubs, they're decent fellas, to be fair, you know what I mean? And they'll go, yeah, of course, yeah. You know what I mean? You might get the odd one, okay, yeah, that you'll go, but no, we're going to be honest with them. And then as a parent, then you've then got to make a decision. Do you really want your child to be at an academy that is literally going to potentially destroy your child's confidence if they're not going to be big enough, you know. And just very quickly as well, guys, okay, for me, I was one of the smallest up until like the second to last year in high school. I was one of the smallest, so like 14, 15 years of age, I was one of the smallest pupils in my year. But by the time I finished my last year in school, I was actually the tallest. And have you ever seen me next to my mum and dad? They're both like 5'5" in the socks. You know, all my family's small. So if I was at an academy, I never had the privilege to be at any professional academy, by the way. It wasn't until I was like 17 until I got my opportunity. But if you would have seen me, or if an academy would have seen me standing next to my parents at 14, 15 years of age, they would have said, you got no chance because they were small. But I grew to be 6'4", you know. So again, please put in the comments if you're a coach and you're involved in this growth indicator, how accurate are they? You know, are they 100% accurate? Are they 90% accurate? Because again, another reason, going back to coaches and giving you guys some advice, you know, say you're wrong, you know, say that a goalkeeper, you release a goalkeeper at 12 years of age because they're not going to be big enough, and they give up and they grow to be 6'3", 6'4", and they could have had every chance to become a professional goalkeeper. So yeah, please don't steal the dreams, okay? Yeah, without repeating myself, up until a certain age, obviously just let the children live the dreams. If they're taking it seriously, and then as a coach, like I said, when they're 14, 15, 16 years of age, a good goalkeeping coach will have more or less be 100% accurate. If they see a goalkeeper at 14, 15, 16, they'll have a really good idea if they're going to make the grade or if they're not. And I think then that's when you need to be honest, obviously, because like there's no point wasting your time as a coach or a club, or even wasting the goalkeepers. Then I agree, you need to be honest with them. So I hope that makes sense, guys. Okay, but going back to parents, even though like so clubs, or for the most part it's not clubs, like I say, because most football clubs now, they've got policies in place to make sure that they're protecting the children, the parents, etc. And you'll normally find it's just one individual, and for the most part, like I say, they either say something silly or it's a mistake. They, you know, as I say, they don't mean to steal a child's dream. But I always blame the parents. I'm sorry, parents, okay, guys. Yeah, I know you might go, well, I don't know, right? That's why, as I say, like to these online communities, it's beyond gold dust for parents, because if your child goes to an academy, and I've had it time and time again, where parents are saying, my child's at an academy and the coaches are treating them terribly. Not as much now, guys. I'm going back a good few years ago now. I say, well, what are you doing about it? Well, nothing. Well, you're the parents. Go and have a word with the coach and say, hey, listen, I don't appreciate how you're speaking to my child. You either stop or take my child out. And they'll either stop, fantastic. If they don't stop, you just take your child out, guys. I promise you guys, it's not the end of the world. Okay, and it goes back to, now that if you're watching this video as a parent, if your child gets to an academy, I'm now giving you the advice to go to that the goalkeeping coach at the academy, and obviously just explain what I've said. Look, if you do the growth indicator, please don't tell my 10-year-old, 12-year-old, you know, you're releasing them on the height. Can you tell them that they need to improve the kicking? And if the coach says, no, we're not prepared to do that, just go, if it was me personally, I'll go, fine, not a problem. Come on, son. Come on, daughter. Let's go. And I just take them out. Because you don't want your child to be in that type of environment. But again, I'll be honest with you, for the most part, I'll guarantee 99% of the time, most coaches are parents themselves. They'll go, got you. I'll respect your decision. So I hope that helps, guys, okay? I hope that helped, Donna. Thank you for answering that question. I can't believe I've not done a video on this before, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't realise this was still happening. To be honest with you, I thought that had long stopped, but obviously some football clubs are still obviously doing this growth predictor thing. And again, if that's the way that one of the methods that they want to use, there's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing you can do that as a parent, but all you can do as a parent is go in and just be polite and just say, listen, I prefer, you know, if you're going to release my child, please do it in this way. And most will be respectful, guys. And if they're not, just honestly, I promise you, just walk away. If your child is going to be good enough, there'll be other academies wanting to check them out. Hope that helps, guys. And please, again, comment below. If you're a coach and you think I'm wrong, especially at an academy, please put it below, guys. I won't be offended. And again, as I say, if you're a coach who's involved with obviously these growth indicators, again, please put the explanation below and, you know, educate the goalkeeper community, educate myself, you know, obviously, you know, we will not be offended, guys, obviously, because the more the goalkeeping community knows all about this, obviously, you know, the parents can then help the child, which is obviously going to help the club as well, okay, yeah. So, hope that helps, guys. Comment below. And again, if you've had any experience as well, if you had any experience similar with yourself as a goalkeeper or your goalkeeping child, again, please comment below, because it will really help the goalkeeper community. All the best, and I'll see you at the next video, please remember to subscribe and to hit the notification bell. And subscribe to the online community. It's completely free of charge, and I promise you it will help you with everything goalkeeping. All the best.